Hello my crafty friends, welcome to the ScrapbookPal channel. This is Sandra Beus and today we're going to have a tutorial with Avery Elle. This is the Fall Picnic stamp set. It's adorable, it has all the critters for fall, and we're also going to use the coordinated die that it's also called Fall Picnic. And we are going to have a background. I was thinking to create a background, and for that I will use Long Fawn, the Leafy tree backdrop. I think this die is going to be perfect for what I have in mind. I'm going to do a fall scene. So now we are going to stamp all the images. I decide to use everything, or at least almost everything. The only thing that I'm not going to stamp at this moment is going to be the sentiment. But I'm going to stamp every single image, and for that I'm using my MISTI stamping tool. I love to use this. Okay, here I'm just putting all the images that I'm going to use. I'm not using any sentiments yet until the end, and I'm just going to stamp it right into the card. So this is all the images that I'm going to color and cut with the coordinated dies and start playing with them to build my scene. What I like about the MISTI is, like, if just in case when I stamp it doesn't look good enough, so I can do it twice, maybe 3 times, so many times that I want, and it will still be in the same place. That's what I like about the MISTI. So you will see here an example. I stamped it once and I didn't like the fox yet because I think I needed a little bit more ink, and that's what I did. I just stamped it twice, just the fox, and ended up being perfect now. So here it's all of them already colored, and as you can see I cut each single piece. Imagine to being able to cut this one with the scissors. Yeah, it would take a very long time and it wouldn't be as perfect as it shows now. So I cut every little single pieces, every little single piece, I mean, and they have 3 leaves there and all the caps and the acorn. I mean, there's so many cute and tiny pieces there. So here is the background. I cut it twice, one in a black and a dark brown, and the other one in beige color, just because I wanna have the tree as a different color and have the dark brown as my border of my card. So we're just gonna cut a little bit of it, and just gonna cut the tree out, and then we are going to ink the tree with the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and this is the vintage photo ink. And I was thinking you can also use some, maybe if you have a embossing folder, you know, those embossing folders that it will have that it will give you the impression of a tree, you can do it, or a wood. That will look very nice too. So you have many options to do like this, and this is just a very simple inking that I'm doing just to give a little bit of I don't know, to make it more realistic. That's what I want to do. So we are ready to glue this tree, and I glue a little bit offside so it will give a little bit the shadow of the brown, of the dark brown. So you will see there a little of the shadow, and I'm using the glitter art glue, which is a liquid glue, and it gives you enough time to wiggle around if you need to move things around. And I like it because it's a very strong glue, but at the same time, like I said, it gives you time to move around, and it dries clear. That's the thing that I like the most. I like to put a lot of glue, and most of the time I make a little bit of a mess, but having this glue that it dries clear, it helps a lot. This is a paper that I have in my stash that is going to be in my background, and this paper has like a clouds, and I think was perfect for this specific scene that I'm creating. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the Slimline border die from Avery Elle. Like I said before, this die has everything. You have the clouds, you have the grass, you have the waves, hills, I mean, you name it. And this was what I needed for my background. And I'm gonna just glue it and cut the leftover of the grass to make my scene. So here we are, just putting some glue, and something really nice once again is having this metal tip into this glue, because it's fine enough to, you know, to go into the very thin parts of any element that you want to glue. So just cutting the leftovers there, and now we are ready to build our scene. As you can see, I have my background done, and this is how I'm just gonna put them together and just leave it there. And then we're gonna start putting those little critters and all the add-ons into the scene. I'm super excited. I guess I get overexcited by using those adorable critters. They're just too cute. It's like playing, you know, with paper dolls and house kind of like that. I remember when I was a kid, I always played with these little tiny, you know, stickers and things like that. So these type of cards always bring me back to my childhood. So I'm gonna take my time here. Let me tell you this, I'm gonna take my time because I like to play around, and that's what I did. I play around for a very long time, so I'm kind of fast forwarding this part. I don't want to bore you me putting things there and then taking things out. So but at the end result, I mean, it was worth it. So I have a kind of small space for so many pieces, but I make it work. So I put almost everything. I just left out one little tiny piece, but the rest of them, it's in the scene. So I'm just start gluing finally after I kind of have an idea how I want it to look. Now just start gluing, and I'm going to use some 3 foam dots too to give a little bit more dimension. So for that, I have these square 3D foam dots. Oh, well, those are square 3D foam, and they have different sizes. They have the small one and the big one, and the small one was perfect. Let me tell you, it was perfect for those tiny images. I don't know if you see there, but there are some cups. They have these apple, they have the acorn, and they have this sweet apple too. Look, and all those tiny pieces, those square dots, the small one was just perfect for it. So here I'm using my tool, look like a twister, so I don't know, this just tool that it helps me to grab those tiny pieces. And what I'm doing is I am putting those little tiny cups into the hands of the little critters. So I think it was meant to do that. And here's that candy apple, and then just positioning every little single thing there. I did want the little mouse to also grab some of the, you know, the apple or the cap, but the mouse is very tiny. I think the apple was bigger than his head, so I was thinking maybe not. But in the table, in the log table, what I did is I just put, you know, the teapot and the cake, the piece of cake, and then I'm putting the basket in the bottom, and of course the mushrooms. I wanted to put the mushroom because I love the mushrooms. I know, just give a little bit more the, you know, the image that it's like the wood. So I always would like to put the mushrooms there. So I put the mushrooms in the back, and practically we are done. There's the acorn. I just put in the little tiny square dot. And we are done. We're just gonna put the leaves now, and I think we're gonna call it done. So we are just gonna put the 3 leaves that it came in the stamp set, and you know, I just making the illusion that the leaves are falling out of the tree. So I think it's super adorable and cute. We are gonna be done just putting the sentiment. I decide to just stamp the sentiment in the card. In the beginning I was thinking maybe I want to emboss the sentiment in another piece of paper, but not. I just decided to stamp there. And before I do that, I'm gonna just mount this into another piece of card, and this is going to be just the end of everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Everything that I use in this card, in this tutorial, you will find it in the description box below, all the links. And if you decide to do some shopping, you will find the best prices for sure. So this is it, you guys. Thank you so much for enjoying this video. Thank you so much for always supporting ScrapbookPal, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for everything. Oh, I was almost forgetting, I'm using this honeybee. Those are just like a small rhinestones, and yes, I like to put just those little tiny things that it gives a little bit extra, you know. And I choose the kind of like an orange color to put it there. So if you have it in your hand, it's very shiny, so it's super cool. There it is. So just enjoy the picture that I put at the end, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.